Okay, welcome to this video. In this video series, you're gonna build up a video game. Well, not really a video game, but a program. So what you want to do is open this file called RingQuest. In this video, I'm just going to give you an overview of just what the program looks like, get your bearings, get your feet on the ground, and then we're going to take off and do some programming in the next videos. Now, you've opened RingQuest. If you look down here, there's a function called do stuff, which is a great function name, and all your code is going to be down here. Now, there's a little strange magic going on here with these variables. So when you look at this, there are these huge green comments that say do not uncomment them. So all this needs to stay green. Don't worry about why it's green. There will be some day when you'll understand exactly what's going on, but right now just trust me. Here are some variables, and I've declared them. Do not redeclare them, don't uncomment them, just pretend that they're not green. So you've got the X and Y of the player, which you're very used to. You get the direction of the player, the size. There's a target that has an X and a Y. A target's facing a certain direction. The target has a size. A variable called distance, num steps, num hits. You got a lot of these variables. They're already declared. You don't need to declare them. You can just start using them. Now you probably want to give this a run, just so you can kind of see what's going on. So you've got a player, you've got a target. This line is showing you the distance, which is a lie because that's not 1,000 pixels, but I had that variable set to be 1,000 right now, so don't worry about that. Now, I'm feeling apparently very nice because, oops, I have done some math to fix the weirdness that is Java's Cartesian plane. So if you'll notice, I have fixed the y-axis for you. So the origin is down in the bottom left, and you can thank me. I'm so nice. Now this video game has a correct y-axis that counts up as it goes up, so that should help your brain a little bit. And those are all the things that you kind of know about yourself. Now the direction of the player is in radians. Now you may or may not know what radians are. If you don't, spoiler alert, you're going to learn that in math class this year probably. You'll learn it in Algebra 2. You'll deal with it in pre-calculus until you have nightmares about it. But don't worry about radians. A radian is just a different way, a different unit of measure for an angle. So you can measure. I can measure your height in feet, or I can measure your height in inches. There are two different ways I can measure your height. Well, in elementary school and middle school, you always measured your angles in degrees. But there's also this thing called a radian, which is just another way to measure it. So, for example, 45 degrees is also pi over 4. Just another way to talk about 45 degrees. Now, you should know that Java does not like degrees. Java loves radians. So we're going to use some radians. Now, here's something really important that I need to understand. This direction facing to the right is 0 degrees. It's also 0 radians. So this is 0. Then you can also talk about it as 2 pi or 0. Doesn't matter. 30 degrees, like this direction facing a little up from the right, is pi over 6. And so like 90 degrees is called pi over 2. That would be facing straight up. Facing to the left would be 180 degrees, which we call pi. And so this is kind of your direction system. So for example, if you told the direction variable that it was pi over 3, old dude should be facing this direction. Now, I should tell you about pi. When you talk about pi in Java, you don't have to do 3.14. You can actually just talk about math.pi. Capital M, capital P, capital I, no parentheses. So you can just talk about math.pi. So you could even say, I want like 3 times math.pi divided by 2. You can do that. Now, so that's a crash course in the unit circle. What's a radian? How you're going to find what direction your hero is pointing on the screen. Awesome. What I would like for you to do, I want you to also notice that these are just your variable declarations. They're already declared for you. Do not redeclare them. I, I would like for you to, when you program, you're going to keep all your code somewhere between this blue line that says keep it down there and that blue line that says keep it up there. And also, don't be the kid that deletes that bracket. Please don't do that. So you're going to be keeping your code somewhere in here. Now, what I want you to do right now is I want you to play with the hero. I want you to try to get him. Now, when you run him right now, when you run him, he's going to show up. His position is at 150, 150, right? 150, 150. Now, he is facing direction 0 by default. Boop. So I would like for you to mess around with him. I want you to try to get him into the middle of the screen, and I want him to be facing up. So what you're going to do here is kind of in your setup, I want you to be playing with where he is, play with the different ways you could get him to face, and very important, do not redeclare these variables. So like for example, player X has already been declared. Do not come down here and redeclare player X. If you say int player X, that means you want to make another variable named player X. You don't want to make another one. You want to use the one that's already made. So you could be like, I want my player X to be 400. Give that a run. See if it responds to you. So again, your mission for this first part to play with him is I want you to get him into the middle of the screen. I want him to be facing up towards the top of the screen, and make sure that you're putting your code right around here, and make sure you're not redeclaring your variables. So I'm going to leave you alone to play a little bit. I want you to play with his position, play with his direction. I would like for you to get him into the dead center of the screen, facing north, if you want to call it north. And then when we come back in the next video, we're going to start trying to make him move. Good luck.